Hey there, welcome to the Rugged Angel Cast, where I talk to women who are living their truths. I am your host, Kahmeela. This is episode 35, and thank you for joining me. There's going to be a Rugged Angel party. That's right, you heard me correct. If you are in the Pittsburgh area on March 23rd, specifically in the Lawrenceville area, even more specifically at Spirit Lounge, you should come out and party with us. It's only going to be a short amount of time. It goes from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is one of those grown folks, old folks parties where we're going to get home by 11 p.m. that night. And I'm not mad about it. It's just enough time to chit chat, to talk, to party, to dance. Music will be provided by DJ Kahmeela Shabazz. So she's guaranteed to make us move and groove all night and sweat a little bit. Get a little cardio in, work on your Fitbit numbers. So it's going to be absolute fun. I'm very much looking forward to it. The whole point of this party is to celebrate the women who have been so kind as to share their lives with me for an hour at a time. And so this goes to them. Thank you to all the Rugged Angels who I have talked to. Thank you to all the Rugged Angels who I have not talked to yet. Hopefully we will get a chance to sit down and chat. So you can go to Facebook, check out Rugged Angel Productions for more information, or you can go to ruggedangel.com for even more information about how to get your tickets and exactly when to show up, because I know you're going to be there, March 23rd at Spirit Lounge. This episode is with Mave Sami. Mave is one of the dopest women that I know. We've been friends for a while now. She's an athlete, a musician, nerd, artist, thrill seeker. Basically, Mave does all the things. And she came around to talk about those things that she loves to do and what makes her so damn special. Sit back, relax, enjoy this episode. And when you leave your house today or while you're on your way to wherever you're going, just remember, confidence is not, they will like me. Confidence is, I'll be fine if they don't. Mave Sami, welcome to the Rugged Angel podcast.
Thanks for having me, homie.
Oh, I am super excited to have you on here. I've been trying for a while,
A little bit.
and
Not too
you're
long.
just a busy lady. You got things going on. You're hard for the longest time. It was hard to catch you in Pittsburgh.
I know. I've slowed down a bit. Thank goodness.
Yeah, this winter is doing that. It's putting a screeching halt on a lot of things in my life, but I have caught up on a lot of my shows.
Exactly.
Netflix queue is dwindling lower.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
thanks for that.
I know, right?
So we're just going to sit here and talk about you for an hour. And
Yay.
hopefully, okay, you're good with that. You're down with that. All right,
That's
cool.
cool. Whatever. Can talk about whatever.
So I know that, well, first of all, how is your day going so far?
You know what? It's been an interesting day.
Has it been trying?
TGI F. Can I cuss on this
Yeah,
show?
go for it.
TGI fucking F. It's been one of those kind of days, but nonetheless, a good day. I'm happy to be here. I wasn't very productive
Today.
in my day on my to-do list, but I nailed out some things. I got some organization. I feel good about that.
Okay.
And I'm here.
Yes, you made it.
So, it is winter.
We're going to be here. We're going to be quote unquote productive for the next hour.
Oh,
so
my
you can knock
goodness.
that off your list.
Yes. Thank you for helping me out with that.
That's what I'm here for.
Thank you. Thank you.
Trying to...
No, the day's going good though. I'm happy to be here. You
Nice.
know, I'm warm. I have like half of those layers off, so I'm good to go.
Warm, not sweaty,
Not
which is
sweaty.
awesome.
Yes.
So I know that you're originally from Dayton, Ohio, right?
Yes, originally.
Yes, OH10, in the house representing
Whoop, whoop.
another Ohio. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and it's very rare to get people. Not many people are that are from Ohio have that Ohio pride. You very rarely get that. Yeah, Ohio.
Yeah, those are usually the ones who left early. They
Yeah.
got out early.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, we got out and we're
What
like,
part
sure.
are you from?
Toledo.
Toledo, that's right. My sister's in Toledo.
Oh, really?
Yep, I just went to
What is
visit,
she
like maybe
doing in
2
there?
months ago.
What's happening?
You know what? It's so funny. I don't know what she's doing there. She just lives there now. She's working on her PhD and she works in Dayton. So she does the 2-hour commute. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I guess she doesn't want to be in Dayton.
Wow.
But she loves her job, so she doesn't mind, I guess.
I couldn't imagine. I bitch about a 30-minute commute.
I
Like
know.
it's like I just want to do everything in my power just to work from home. I'm like, please just be here and work from here because
I agree.
I feel like 55% of my job I could do from my house.
Yeah.
So Dayton, did you move around a lot, or was that most of your upbringing was in Dayton?
No, I lived my first few, probably 10 or so years in Dayton. And then I moved to another D town, Danville, Illinois.
Yeah. Sounds like
It's
a
a small little
metropolis.
speck. It's a thought in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, an idea. No, Danville, Illinois, small little town.
Just a wee town.
In the area vicinity of like Champaign and like Peoria and
So it was like a small town in the middle of other small towns.
pretty much it's just like in the middle of cornfields essentially.
And to give perspective, like how far was it from Chicago?
I
Or
think
like the
Chicago's
bigger
like
city?
maybe a couple of hours, maybe like an hour and a half. I don't know. It's been a while. I can't even remember. That's a good question.
Well, it wasn't a hop, skip, and a jump as to where you
No,
went over.
it
You were
was
able to go over there.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a little highway ride there.
Right.
But yeah, so I lived in Illinois for about 6 or so years, and then came to Pittsburgh, and
So you were 16 when you came here? Were you
maybe
still
about
in high school?
15. Yeah, maybe about 15 or so. Yeah, still in high school, and came to Pittsburgh and graduated from Penn Hills High School.
Mm-hmm.
Was a big jock and a
Yes, I
fairly
recall
decent student.
that you. What did you play? What sports did you play in?
What didn't I play would probably be a better question.
You were just in it all.
My main thing was basketball, and then softball. What else?
Tennis, hockey.
I did those things more like kind of
Just because.
intramural type of thing, more so than like school organized type of thing. But yeah, I played really everything. I've always been a super physical person.
Mm-hmm.
But like basketball, volleyball, softball, I threw for track, like disc, javelin, shot put type of thing. Yeah, I played a little bit of tennis, but that was just kind of something to do, you know. But
So
yeah,
you just covered all year round.
I just
in
like to
sports.
stay, busy. It was kind of a gym rat, I guess you could say, and used to sweating and being out there, and bigger brothers and all that kind of stuff. I came up getting out of wrestling moves. So
Okay, so let's go back to that.
Yeah.
So you came up. You have how many siblings do you have? And
I'm the youngest of 6.
Ooh.
Yeah, 3 boys, 3 girls.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What is that household like?
That is it's a lot of personalities.
I'll bet.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Oh my God, and the youngest.
A lot. The youngest, so I got it all. I took a little bit from all of them, which is probably why I'm the artist.
Was there like a really big age difference between you guys?
Decent enough. So I guess there's about there is about a 13-year difference between the oldest
And you?
maybe. Yeah, probably about between 15 and like 30. 15 and 30. 15 to 13 years difference between the oldest and the youngest. Yeah.
Do you guys have like a close enough relationship, or is that like difficult? I mean, you're born, they
No.
were 13, and
I know, I know. No, we do. We have a close relationship. I mean, you know how it is. Once you get past the first couple, then like your siblings are essentially raising you. Like I
right.
had a single mom, so
Okay.
she was like working. I was a latchkey kid, and
Hmm.
like the other kids were like helping out in that, in that department.
Absolutely. At that
Yeah.
point, it's like, oh, you were 15.
You know
Thank
the
you. You're
rules.
gonna
Yeah,
yes.
you know what they are. Go ahead and enforce them. What teenager doesn't love a little bit of power? But yeah, no, it was a lot. Always a ton of stuff, going on, all the different
I'll bet.
personalities. Yeah, like yeah, and everybody just having their own thing and everyone is extremely different.
Mm.
Like extremely different. You just have all of these different personalities
And
in
it
a
sounds like
sense.
from just the bit that I know about you that you probably picked up like all of the personalities, and not to call you
Exactly.
like
Multi-
multi personality.
Yeah, go ahead, Kahmeela. Put it out there.
But
Yeah,
it's
you're
just, I mean,
correct.
because you're such a well-rounded individual.
That comes from growing up with all the crazies. Like you become flexible.
You learn to adapt
You
in a lot
become,
of different situations.
yeah, man. You learn quickly. They say that the youngest takes everything like from the womb.
Hmm.
There's like something in that, like you. I'm sure it's like a behavioral thing as well. I don't know about the actual physiology, like what else you're actually taking from the womb, but like just coming up and you're knowing that like your siblings influence you so much more than even like your parents,
Hmm.
right?
Like
And so just like having that many
people to
models,
look up to.
yeah, like the do's and the don'ts were all out there. It was like, oh, you could do that, oh, that's and don't do that. Oh, we don't ever do that. Want to see that? Oh no.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah,
No,
don't
absolutely
ever.
not.
So you had, I had a lot of examples coming up, as far, male, female, all of it. The
Yeah.
different relationships, just everything. And different, from different perspectives as well, because you had, all of their personalities acting out and expressing,
Right.
their journey in a sense. And so it was always a little bit different. You can always get a little bit something different. You go to this brother and he's gonna give you like the, like irrational, completely emotional response. Just go down there and smack him in the face. Spit on the shoe. Tell him how you really feel. And then, and then. You have the sister who's like, super laid back. That's like, the strategist, she's like, well, think about it, plan ahead. You have to plot from 3 months out. Like you have all of these different angles.
Love
And
it.
you have like the brother who's like completely nonchalant, has no fucks to give to anything. It's just like, who cares? Why would you ever? It's like the philosopher. Why? That's Kareem. He's like, why? Why would you ever spend that much energy on something you
I
don't
love it.
like?
I love it.
Why? Well, no, but I hear what you're saying. I don't understand why you care. So you just had like all of this going on all the time, and yeah, and I soaked it all up as much as possible. I didn't really have a choice. Kind of had to be flexible.
At like what age do you think you started to really get a sense of who you were
Oh
as
my
a
goodness.
person? I mean, I know we're all constantly evolving and growing,
Right. Right.
but at some point, it's like, okay, I think I kind of know who I am now.
Huh. Probably like last November. No, I'm just kidding. It's just, I don't know. Like, that is a good question. When did I have a good idea of like who I was?
We're
as
starting to
person,
get
or
a
starting
sense
to?
of it. Like, I mean,
I don't know. It evolves so much, so often. Like, I'm so much a person of change. My mode is like change.
okay.
Like it's always like turning over something new. Like I feel like I'm dead if I'm not like
Learning something.
or doing something. Like it has to be new, like something new.
I can
Like
dig it.
new is like just my thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and I think also moving around, in that way, it kind of lends to that mentality of like reinventing yourself.
Right, right,
which has its pros and cons as
right.
well. So, like, I feel like, I've lived very much in like that area of like this type of cusp of oscillation,
Mm,
really, of like, you know, extreme perspectives or, extreme changes or, different ideas about things. And even on a religious level, like, I was born into a like devout Muslim family
really?
that had, Baptist background, a
Huh.
Baptist background. And then my father passed away early in my childhood, and my mom, shortly after his passing, went back into the Baptist church.
Hmm.
And but we still like maintain some of like the
The
philosophy,
Muslim.
yeah, certain things. Like we really maintained some of the ideas about modesty or health and wellness and
Mm,
eating and maybe a practice of you know of like studious
mm-hmm.
a study and as far as your belief system.
Right.
So there was always this kind of, little bit of that, little bit of this recipe. That's kind
Mm-hmm.
of like just my life.
That's just yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
So,
a really great way to look at a lot of things in life.
yeah.
I mean, as long as that you find out what works for you, specifically with religion,
Yeah.
and you don't. There's a lot of times that there are some religions, and I personally believe more in having a relationship with God
Mm,
as opposed to following a religion, which you could do anything religiously.
exactly.
So, I mean, to me, that's kind of where my take from it. Like I guess we would have been considered Baptist, but we went to Catholic school, and it was
Mm.
always like my mom's like, don't really
Don't
fall
go
into
too
that.
far
Yeah,
in.
but
Yeah.
that's kind of thing. And there were some times my mom was like also looking into Muslim, and so like she's
Mm.
always been like she's always a
Open.
learner, and she's always like soaking up and looking and learning and reading and expressing on to us like what her findings are
Mm.
about just about everything in life in general. And for me personally, like I have tried to go to church, but the one I have yet to really find one that I feel there's authentic people
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and
Or a really authentic message.
yeah,
Like an
exactly.
anointed message
Right.
really being shared.
Exactly. And it's great. But I mean, to me, church is just always kind of inside me. I can fellowship with anybody
Right.
at any point in time. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
Yeah.
that's an amazing way to think about things. Just kind of take bits and pieces of what you pick up and learn along the way, and
Yeah.
try to form your own. That's all we're all really doing anyway. Is trying to.
Yeah, I don't know. Like for me that's maybe a complex answer as far as like when I found myself cuz I'm just constantly like incorporating
And that is an
and
acceptable answer.
yeah.
You're always
But I
evolving.
mean,
That's a great answer.
yeah, I mean, I hope that's exactly what I'm doing. But yeah, I don't know. Outside of that, I don't know.
With moving around a lot, did you find it easy or difficult to make friends? Or I mean,
What really helped for me was that I was always involved in like extracurricular things within school,
right.
So like, outside of like sports, maybe I also, was involved with like the jazz club or like I played, instruments or,
Mm,
things like that. So the great thing about those things was that it kind of already set me up for, a group to belong with
nice.
or belong to.
Hmm.
And then from there, I could kind of like maneuver from there and figure out where I'm going. But I had a, kind of set group. So, uh, it was typical that I had, friends that were athletes and,
Hmm.
you know, friends that were scholars as well as, you know,
Punk kids.
yeah,
Or like the
punk
grunge
kids,
kids.
skateboarders, theater cats and
Right.
black, like the whole nine. Like I pretty much, and again, like I've always been a person who's had a wide range of interests,
Hmm.
and that pretty much covers like everything from music to any form of really expression.
Mm.
Like I've always, enjoyed like a wide range of things.
Okay, so what was high school like for you? Because I know you had to when you moved here to Pittsburgh, you were like 15 or so. So were you just starting high school, or did you have to switch in the
Yeah.
middle?
No, I was well, the thing is that when I moved to Pittsburgh, what's interesting is that the ninth grade was still a part of middle school.
Really?
Like freshman. It was so weird.
That is bizarre.
It was so awkward.
So it was like seventh, eighth, ninth.
Yeah, it was like it might have been like Linton might have been like sixth, yeah, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth,
That's really
which
weird.
really made it just so weird. You had like,
Like-
breast, and then
Right,
like,
and there's children.
and children, right?
It's just it doesn't seem like it's a great environment.
It was
It's
not.
just-
It was so weird. I came like, what are you guys doing here? Who gave you this model? This does not work.
that doesn't seem right at all.
It was so weird. And then I had to like, I came back and the whole emotional context was what I had already experienced, which was becoming a freshman in the high school. I'd already, did that for about a half a year. And then I came here and went back to middle school, and all the ninth graders are like, oh, high school, this is the... I'm like, dude, it's fucking school.
Let's
Nobody's
relax.
gonna put you in the locker. Like, it was like all those freshmen kind of like, I heard
Yeah, the
this
focus.
and that, it's the big league type of thing. I'm like, dude,
Seriously, it's really not
That's-
like you just gotta figure out your path and work on it.
like, relax, dude. I already went through this, okay?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it was weird. But high school, I was really I was a pretty low key kind of kid. I think I was. I was like, really awkward and like in a comfortable kind of way. I was
Awkward?
like socially. Yeah, like I guess
Just like more of an introvert, did you feel like, or
I've always been like, it's just me and that thing oscillation. I've always been a really shy person, and I know you're making faces. You guys can't see the faces she's making, but that's because you don't see me when I'm like in my introvert mode, like I'm in the house or I'm
Right.
like removed from society. Essentially, I remove myself from society, close the shutters. And
recharge.
and recharge. And then I have my outgoing social side that's like yay, and the artist that wants to express and engage and blah blah blah. But so I have those two kind of
Gears.
that I kind of float between. And so I didn't do a lot of performance at all during high school.
Really?
No, not at all. I did I did some through music, but really my expression was just like in learning and playing music, which was like guitar and classical guitar. Beyond that, like, and then playing sports, obviously, and like
right.
the audience, that your fans for the sports. But besides that, that was really my only big,
Ta-da!
outgoing kind of like side. Besides that, I was like in my books doing my work in practice or at the crib or like in like my couple of friends, really close friends, small circle friends type of thing. Like I was not like into,
Showboating.
I wasn't into a lot of things. Just like I had a single mom. I wasn't trying to give her any headaches. Like I wasn't a
Right.
rebellious kid. I wasn't into that shit. Like
Yeah, oh god, yeah. You know,
You know.
that cracks me up when people talk about their rebellious stages. I'm like,
I don't know,
I didn't have that at all, because the last thing I wanted to do was
yeah.
piss my mom off.
No
and
way,
I'm not
dude.
trying to-
Yeah, I'm like, are you serious?
'cause-
I don't need her taking out her, whatever
Right,
on me.
exactly. Yeah, no, like no, we're good. I
Yeah.
will do whatever you need,
Yeah.
mom. That's
How do you need me to help out here? Yeah,
Right.
no, I was the kid who got the job at like 13,
Mm.
like slaving in the
Right.
cornfields to like,
Like seriously,
able-
cornfields.
no, like literally, like seriously.
wow.
Yeah, like just, summer jobs like that just to like pay a bill.
Yeah,
And
no.
like be proud of that shit. Like,
Nah,
boom,
bro.
I got I got the water bill for the year, so I just, contributing, to
Word.
the pot.
That's exactly
Yeah.
That's That's exactly how.
Well,
Because
there we go.
I'm my mom's single mom. Also,
Yes.
I'm the oldest. Was the
Oh,
difference.
so it's
But
different.
I've been working since I was 13 years old,
Yep.
and that wasn't like squirrel away for college type money.
No, get
No,
your
I'm
things.
bringing,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
dropping it in the house. Like this is what's happening. This is the household. So yeah, so I
Yeah.
totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah,
And that.
that was me all day. So it was high school I just kind of kept to myself. I had my couple of friends. I was generically like kind of cool with everyone. I didn't
Mhm.
have any issues like, you know, I didn't get like picked on and didn't have like any, problems like that, but I wasn't like some stylish hip person. I wasn't myself now. I
Mhm.
wasn't, as like refined or as confident or as stable in
Right.
myself as I was then at all. No way. And then I think on top of it, because I was always like outside of the lines of what the fuck you was supposed to be doing as a black girl.
Okay. Yeah.
You already know what that is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was always outside of the lines of
Yep.
like, why do you have Chuck Taylors on?
Yep.
And why
What is the skateboard?
yeah, before it was like cool, why the skateboard, why the
Mhm.
rock and roll, why are you listening to rock and roll? I'm
Right.
like, because black people invented it. I
Right,
don't
exactly.
know,
I mean, it
because it's
started
soul music.
with us. I mean, I can't.
It's good art. I don't know. What do you want me to say? Same reason I like classical.
Right, because
I
it's
don't know.
good shit.
Yeah. I mean, not all of it, but I have taste. So, but yeah, like I was always outside of the lines of, what I was a tom girl, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I feel you on that 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And so when did you discover your gift of your musical talent?
Well,
When did the interest in playing and making
mm,
music start for
that
you?
started fairly young.
Mhm.
The interest started really young because it's kind of a part of the family tree as far
Okay.
as music and things like that.
You just had a musical family. You just have a musical family.
Yeah, musical family. And so everyone played, for the most part, everyone played something. My
Really?
mother, she's like a music lover, though.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of those, she's the youngest of her family as well. And so her kind of catalog of music is
So
goes,
vast.
yeah. And that was when, there was like 21 years between like you and your sibling or
Right.
something. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
yeah.
she has siblings old enough to be like her parents.
Right.
So like when you think about stuff like that, like she's just spanning.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Like-
she got it all. Like a lot of the good decades.
Yeah,
and
man, you got it all. And also like, I think about this too a lot. Like this was prior to, like, even though there were genres, like back in the day, like it was just popular music. Like
Right.
good music was popular music. Like the same station I would hear, say like Luther Vandross, I would hear Sting on,
Mhm.
or I would hear,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so,
just top 40. And
right.
so it was easier, and especially, how old are you? Or
grown.
okay. Okay. So when
I'm old enough to know, Kahmeela. Believe me, whatever you about to say, I know.
okay, so when MTV was
Yes.
like, we were around for the invent of MTV, and that was another form of getting another access of a bunch of different music that you just weren't really just
Exactly.
like privy to on the normal day to day with just like the regular like radio stations that you had going on. And
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, my mom was also very like, she loved Luther Vandross, Prince,
Yeah.
the Gap Band,
Yes.
Fleetwood Mac.
Exactly.
Ant.
My
Like,
mom was
she-
a crazy like Kenny Rogers fan, son.
Yeah,
like,
Huey Lewis
love,
said the news. Like my
yes.
mom actually.
Oh, love Huey. Come on.
So yeah, and it's just like that was a great time to get introduced to a lot of new things.
All of it. You got all of it, And so, I think about nowadays where it's like you listen to certain stations for genres.
Mm.
You kind of got this genre, which
Right.
is like the R&B and the hip hop, and then you have this genre, which is like an alternative
Right.
folk, and then you know what I mean. And then
Yeah.
you have the rock, and then you have the classical, and then you have, and I'm like, that really sucks.
It does.
I feel so bad.
I don't like to be pigeonholed.
No.
Is what it is, and it's I can't listen to any one genre for a long time anyway, no matter what it is.
Hmm.
I'm consistently like mixing it through. Like my iPod in itself is just like, a million and one different things with it.
Right, but doesn't that make sense? Like in the overall, like I think about the fact that like who stays in one mode
Right.
for like don't you fluctuate or
Right.
shouldn't you fluctuate at least? Like what's up with your emotional context that you're just
Exactly. You're
like
just
trapped
always
out
on.
or like you know what I mean? Or
You're
like
always on this one tip of all. It's
yeah, or
just
just like some hardcore like like anything or something that was even just like some really you know, delicate, tinkly little
yeah.
classical shit. Like, how long before you're like, listen, man, I need something to get to these lower
Right.
parts, or I need, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
you're gonna want something else, and so, yeah, I listen to everything, and I always have.
Mm-hmm.
I think originally, the genre, if there were a genre, that really pulled me in and made me focus on music in a different way. And like just writing like songwriter storytelling and music was blues,
Mm.
and so I've always considered myself a blues baby as a
Gotcha.
result. But at the end of the day, there's really not there's not anything that I don't like own, or there's not any particular genres that I don't listen to on a regular basis.
Yeah. I mean, I can't really say that there's one that I absolutely cannot get down with it. At least one track or something. So you play classical guitar and
I don't know if I would consider myself a classical guitarist any longer. I started studying when I was about 9,
really?
10 years old, yeah. And it wasn't my intention to I just wanted to I fell in love with guitar, as you can imagine, being a blues lover.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that that was always the instrument for me as far as my expression, although I like others. I really just wanted to learn,
Mm-hmm.
and it came about that it was like a class was offered, and it happened to be classical guitar. So
How long did you study?
for about 4
Oh
years,
man.
and then I moved. I came here to Pittsburgh. And
Ah.
so from there, it kind of switched over because there was really nothing, school based that really offered that type of amenity as far as, music.
Right.
The only thing they had was like a jazz
Mm.
club or something like that.
So
Like,
what was the jazz
was-
club? What was I mean? Because you said you were
yeah, but not in
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. But yeah, but like the jazz club was just like, like 5 guys that were like, had a lot of respect for the oldies type of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
they just kind of like would play, I guess, and like learn standards and whatever stuff like that. And I was so absolutely not interested in that whatsoever.
Right.
And so yeah, I just it kind of developed. I began in that like learning classical guitar. From there, I started writing
Mm-hmm.
and like constructing songs, and then it took. I've always I've always been a person who like I've always kept journals.
Mm-hmm.
I've always written about myself and my life and things like that for reflection. And from there, I got into poetry, kind of just
It seems like a natural evolution.
yeah.
Especially you've already got this musician soul in you. So I mean, it just
Yeah.
poetry is music, lyrics, so
Yeah.
it just makes sense.
Yeah, it does. So, I mean, it just, that was like a natural development. That fell into my lap, that I had the opportunity to learn the instrument that I wanted to learn. Not necessarily in the way that I want to learn, but, I was able to learn about music theory and all those things. And then from there, started writing, gotten into poetry, and then it took some time for all of these things to kind of meld all back in together. I kind of like they were in like compartments or little steps, if you will, and then it's come to a point of maturity where I'm able to now incorporate,
Mm-hmm.
all of these, expressions, if you will,
Right.
from performance and other things. But yeah, hi, Professor. Yeah,
Do you play any other instruments?
I play a little bit of, piano's pretty much like a crossover from guitar.
Oh, is
So I
it?
can, yeah, it's pretty
Yeah, I've
much the
I've
same
learned that
thing.
in my with my
Yeah,
job. So
exactly.
you can
And
the sheet music you can
yes,
substitute piano with guitar.
exactly. And I really love bass. I've come to find that I have like this tremendous love for
Upright
bass.
bass or electric bass?
Electric bass. But I haven't really explored that too much. That's kind of like next on my list.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what other instruments? Yeah, mostly like keys, strings, like guitars,
Yeah,
bass, things like that. Yeah,
I know for a
melody.
while you were performing around Pittsburgh, hip
Yes,
hop.
yes.
Do you also sing?
I do. I do vocals. I don't consider myself a singer though. I just consider it another kind
Vocalist,
of like tool in my belt. Yeah, as far as like a type of expression,
right?
but definitely a vocalist. Yes.
Right. And like, when did that start? When did you get out of your shell to be able to, like, you know what, I'm gonna go and do this hip hop scene in public
Uh,
in front of strangers?
that came as a natural evolution from spoken word and
Okay.
slamming my poetry.
So you were doing that before.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
doing that before I was really doing music in a,
And
you
was this
know,
also, did this start at the Shadow Lounge?
hmm.
Because
I
I've had a
would
couple other
say,
women on here who
mhm.
they
Yeah,
like
no, it
started.
started before the lounge
Okay.
actually. It's all like a relatively like close time frame. It's all within that time frame, but I was like, I got into slamming my poetry at the brew house on the south
Oh,
side
really?
way back in the day when they used to have the slam poetry
Oh, wow.
contest there.
Huh.
Christiana D and
Nice.
Christina Springer and Davu Ayomi and Jack Wilson
Nice.
and Nikki Allen and all of those cats. Those
It's
were
no coincidence that all these same people
Vanessa
that
Germans
end up,
and
yeah, popping up, they're always in the same clique, and like, when there's
exactly.
something authentic and artistic happening, more than likely
Mhm.
these people are involved.
Exactly. So, but the brew house was really where I got my kind of stretched my legs out and gotten into spoken word, and then from there started getting more into like spoken word with accompaniment.
Okay.
And then from there uh, still like kind of writing my own songs and doing things in that way, but not really being at the point where I felt like they were ready to be shared,
Gotcha.
like I was ready to express them in that way. And so, um, yeah, it was a natural evolution. I mean, theater, all of those things, like acting, all of those things were something that,
You're also an actor.
yes, yes.
You are a woman of many talents.
I mean, we were talking about the family. I'm the youngest of six. Yeah, no, I think it's all one thing. I really do. I
Mhm.
just, and I consider myself an artist. I don't
Mhm.
really, consider myself like a hip hop artist or this kind of artist. I just, or
She's an artist.
specifically an actress or anything like that. Those are all just like different forms of expression as far as I'm concerned. And they're all a part of the same thing. So,
Self-expression.
exactly. So the performance, theater, all of those things kind of work to build, what I've become today, like
Right.
as an artist. But music just came as a natural evolution because, like, where are you gonna go when you have music and then you have words and
Right.
you will eventually like,
Write a song.
yeah, you're gonna do it. So the songs were there, but I was not at a point where I was expressing them. I've always been a musical person.
Mhm.
I blues baby, all of that shit. So story writing and that being something that was lyrical or something that I could put easily to like an acoustic thing was like the beginning. And
Right.
then from there, you're in that realm with other musicians, other artists, and then you
Just
just
vibing
start
off each other.
collaborating. Yeah, and that's how it happens. You start collaborating. People, oh, let's do this, or I would like to put some music behind this, and then from there, it's one thing to the next. And I just think it's the full expression, in a sense, like live instrumentation with, you know, exactly live instrumentation, and music in that way is like the fullest expression that I could have in a sense, you know.
Yeah. Now I know you are one of the most, like, one of the dopest women that I know.
You are so beautiful and amazing for that.
You've got this swag on you that I
So wonderful.
that I absolutely just
Great.
admire 100%. That's just
Thank you.
and I just imagine that.
Ditto.
Thanks. And then a part of it is this whole artistic expression that you've learned to cultivate, that you've cultivated, and you've learned to curate to your own personality.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I mean, I don't know if there was a question there or if it's more just like a statement, just me wanting
Right.
to like give
Yeah.
you mad props for
I
being you.
appreciate that. Thank you so much. I definitely recognize, the same unique beauty and creativity and power within you as well.
Oh,
Like seriously,
thanks.
not to like just jerk you off, but I really appreciate that though. I really do. Thank you.
Thanks. And let's see. Is there anything you're currently working on that you would like to share?
Yeah, well, I have a few things that I'm currently working on.
Mm.
I am, as far as art, I'm currently developing like my music theory understanding and like knowledge technically, so that I can be better at like visualizing music. Like I've really gotten into that lately.
Okay.
As far as like shit that it's like the kind of like Pythagorean approach. It's like really being very specific with sounds and as well like visual, and then as well language and relaying a message. And I'm currently like teaching myself how to understand music theory for the sake of putting out specific messages in a what's the best way to describe it, in a much more authentic way,
Okay.
right? And so in the most like generic sense, if I would like, for instance, to create a song that is inspirational, like what notes relay
Okay.
that vibe, like what colors,
Yeah.
like what language, what,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like in really getting into that, because that actually has an answer,
Right.
it's all math, like it
Yeah.
all has an answer. And so on top of it, like you find that what is phonetically pleasing is also visually pleasing, right? And so I have gone back with like just getting more familiar with like the circle fifths, and I might nerd out a little bit, but like getting into stuff like that, I've had the opportunity to see what songs of mine look like, and like
That's
draw them
amazing.
out, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh my gosh, look at that, and that looks really awesome, and let's see. And then like from there being like, well, it would be amazing to create a song just based off what's visually
Yeah.
pleasing to me, and like what is that. So I've developed a few pieces that are really some like simple things, but like starting with some basic things and trying to build on it with like language and visuals and those specific notes that relay a specific message, right? So that's one thing, and that's just like a spiritual journey. Like that has
Yeah.
so much more of
Yeah.
like me and what my true intentions regarding like music and my relationship with music, because this goes back. This is like truly and this isn't just for me. This is for all humanity. But like my connection with music, and that expression is so profound and so far reaching as far as like my connections with not only like my bloodline and like my father, who was a great musician, who really through DNA like really shared that with me.
Right.
It really goes beyond that. And so just like finding ways to be like a better channel in that sense. So that's something that I'm developing.
Okay.
And as far as works are concerned, music works, I am finalizing a kind of like this chapter,
Okay.
if you will, of sounds and works that I've done that I have not released.
Okay.
And so I'm just really getting the business and everything, excuse me, for that solidified.
Okay.
And working out, you know, the visuals and that stuff for that. And hopefully I'll be able to release that before I leave Pittsburgh this
Man,
summer.
I'm so pissed.
I
that
know.
We have never really had a chance to just like
It's gotta
hang
happen.
out
I think
and
we have to make it
chill.
happen.
Yeah, we're gonna have
When
to
you're
do
like
it.
adulting as hard as we are at this
Yeah.
phase in our lives,
We
like
gotta,
nothing,
break it.
it doesn't
And,
happen.
I gotta put it on the calendar. To sit
Intention.
down, right?
It has to be intention, because like nothing, like hardly anything works like that unless you're like just the type of friend who's like willing to like randomly just drop in
Right.
on me and like possibly deal with stuff. Yeah, but that
like,
who does that work
I don't
out for?
think
Right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think either one of us are
Nope.
receptive to that,
Nah.
nor are we trying to.
Because who knows?
No,
You know?
Exactly. You don't know what you're popping in on.
Yeah, it might be
And-
my undie hour. I don't have time for this. I don't have no words for anyone. Yeah. So. Yeah.
What is your form of self-care? Like, how do you make sure that you are solid, that you are all right?
There's a variety of things. So I exercise. I am becoming much better at practicing like mindfulness and being present, and I am much more conscious of like the ways in which I cultivate my default state, if you will.
Okay.
Which is kind of like the state that we're typically in when we're not in our enlightened state, right?
Yes. Yes.
We're not like in that perfect moment of understanding.
Right.
And so I can't get him. So yeah. Enlightenment. Sorry. The professor was handing out some papers and stuff. But yeah, self-care through cultivating my mind state. It's like learning how to be quiet and listening, and remembering my function, and as a human, and learning how to be much more vulnerable and much more like honest with myself. These are all ways in which I care for myself, so that I'm able to be transparent in the way that I need to be in order to garner the support that's needed, and to support others as well, to be able to engage. But yeah, so eating right, water,
Drink your water.
lots
You
of
gotta
water,
drink enough
gallon
water.
a day. Got to get the gallon
Ooh,
in.
girl.
Gotta get the gallon in.
I have yet to make it to that
Got
to
it.
the gallon.
At least a
I know.
gallon. We probably should be doing more than that.
Sweet fancy Moses. What is the legacy that you want to leave behind?
The legacy I would like to leave behind was that I was a person who hopefully was a steward of godliness.
Okay.
And I know that probably sounds like it could be an egotistical thing, but I mean,
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I really just I guess there are a lot of things that go into that, but the legacy I would love to leave would be one of um true love
Hmm.
and a maintenance of that,
Hmm.
and and possibly a sincerity in the way that I live this life. You know, hopefully, you know, others will be able to gather something
Hmm.
good, as well as, like, in the sense that they are able to gather what to do and what not to do. I just wish to be a wonderful example of the possibility of humanity
I like it.
in, like, the broadest sense.
All right. And what haven't you done yet? Anything in your life that you want to do, that you really want to do?
I would like to skydive. I would like to do an album with Timbaland.
Ah.
I would like to be a midwife.
Hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I would like to, yeah, I would love to be someone that, like, helps to facilitate, you
Bringing in
know.
life and
Yeah. I mean, cause geez, it's all downhill and shit from there, son. Like,
I would like to make your
get
entrance
to
into
work.
this world
Yeah, like I would
as
have
pleasurable as we possibly can.
Cause fuck.
Because don't nobody give
Yeah,
after this point.
afterwards,
You're here
son, it's a whole bunch of ass spankings and tears, buddy. Yeah.
now. Most figuratively and literally.
Truly. So I don't know. There's a lot of things. I would like to learn how to play a lot of other instruments. More acting. I would love to do more film, theater. Make these couple of, $1 billion.
You know, huge.
Change the world. Yeah, a lot. Probably a lot. Probably my to-do list is probably a little lengthy, but
It's good to have goals.
yeah,
And dreams
let's
and
go.
aspirations.
Some of those I'll probably actually be able to get to, but yeah.
All right, we are going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with just a bunch of random questions.
Nice.
All right, now we get to the random question fun times.
Yay!
You don't have to.
We should have a special sound effect for that segment.
I know you're right. I don't have one. And that's it. You just made it. You're now a soundbite. Congratulations.
No problem.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
What was the last album you bought?
The last album that I bought was a Jose James album, I think.
Okay. Your favorite TV show right now?
Right this second?
Mm-hmm.
That is a hard question. I already said my list was too
Right.
long.
One that, like, if someone told you can't watch it anymore.
Ooh, what? I feel like a lot of the great shows are on, like, hiatus too, though.
Right.
Let's see. I was hoping to say X-Files.
Oh, it didn't pan out?
I don't think that's going to be going so well. I'm a fringe kind of lady. X-Files fringe lady. I don't know what they're doing with that.
Oh, shit.
Shit, Kahmeela, that is a really good question.
Wow, this is a stumper.
This is the stump one. You're like, fuck. Fuck the rest of
This
this
is
list.
the one.
All right, I'm just gonna have to throw out
Yes,
something.
just gonna
I'll
throw
just
it there.
throw. I'll throw it.
Just right this second. You don't
All
have
right,
to
I'm
hold
just
on
gonna
to it for
throw
life
it
or
out.
anything.
All right, because I can change this.
You can
This
change it
doesn't have to
tomorrow.
stay.
It can change it in like 20 minutes. It's not a big deal.
All right, one of my favorite shows, Grimm.
Okay. Oh, nice.
Boom.
Boom.
No one was expecting.
No, I
that
wasn't
one.
getting that one. I didn't know. I
See?
didn't realize there was. I didn't even. I have. You were the only other person I met that watches Grimm.
Do you watch Grimm?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm a Grimm whore. I like consume Grimm, like anything
love
Grimm
him.
tales, like the concept of that.
Yeah,
like,
Grimm fairy tales. Yes, I do. I enjoyed. That's why I was into. I was like, yes, Grimm's fairy tales. Give
Thank
them.
you.
Give me.
Yes.
Give me. That's what I want.
Oh my gosh.
I want it all. All right. What is? What is your favorite color?
Color.
Yeah.
Gray.
Oh, interesting. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
I'm probably more of a morning person.
Okay. Favorite pizza topping?
I'm gonna go with artichoke hearts.
Interesting. Favorite word?
Favorite word. Oh, that's a good one. Let's see. One of my favorite words would be fuckery.
She looks
I
so
use
coy.
it often.
She looks so coy when she says it. You know, just a little fuckery. Favorite vegetable?
Favorite vegetable would be like kale.
Okay. Favorite boy band? And
Boy
not just in
band.
the traditional sense of like pop boy, but any like I guess Beatles or Jodeci or you know.
Oh, any guy group type
Yeah.
of thing. Oof. Guy group. Would that be like 3 or more?
Yeah.
Not a duet.
Yeah, not a
definite
duo.
group.
Yeah.
Okay. You are slinging some hard ones here, lady. I was not prepared for this segment.
I'm getting deep.
I know, right? These are the questions that are actually hard for me. Okay.
No one's ever asked you before.
I
Favorite
know.
boy band? What?
Like, oh.
I think those words.
Because you know, you want to come up like, no, what it really is.
Right.
But you guys don't have that much time. There's no one has that much time.
It's like I want to dissect each and every
I
one.
know.
Like,
I'm like, boy groups. I'm going to go with. This is like, I'm like absolutely blanking out.
wow.
I think you're a default for this because the only thing that keeps going through my mind, and I know that this is not it, is exactly. And I'm just like, why do we keep coming back to this?
This is my
I
jacket.
would have never said that.
Giving you like subliminal messages coming in.
I've been working this question all day. I still haven't answered it. Okay, favorite boy group would be. If that's the case, I'm gonna have to go with New Edition.
All right. Yes, I like it. All right. Last book you read?
Last book is called The Book, The Myth on Being Yourself or Oneself. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Favorite song to sing?
Favorite song to sing is probably something from the Alabama Shakes.
Okay. Would you survive the zombie apocalypse?
Of course.
Celebrity you would love to meet?
I would love to meet. There are quite a few. Dead or alive or
Alive.
living? Oh,
Living.
okay. I would love to meet Queen Latifah.
Nice. Spades or poker?
Depends on the company.
Playing with family members, you better stay away from spades.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. Cats will just Yeah, no, I love both. So I don't know. It depends, but just for the sake of choosing, I'll say spades.
Okay. Biggest pet peeve.
Inconsiderate people.
Mm. Have you ever been in a spelling bee?
Yes.
Did you win?
No. Nah.
Nah, bro. Favorite cartoon.
Favorite cartoon would be. Oh, geez, Louise. I was never a huge cartoon person.
Oh, really?
Um, yeah, I was like a weirdly logical child to where cartoons kind of bothered me.
Well, I don't understand why would PJ walk this entire way all through the neighborhood when he's just going from point A to point B? Why is it?
Just makes no sense. Why are you gonna? You know what? If that happened, you would be dead. Sorry, you can't survive the explosion. The dynamite in the mouth, not gonna survive that.
No, it's like, oh, so just his beak
Right?
like swirls around his face.
Oh, he gets another chance at this. You know what? This could go on forever. I don't have
bullshit.
time for this.
Sir
made this
Disney, I
shit
call
up.
bullshit.
All right, if I had to pick a cartoon, it'd probably be something that was like an adult cartoon,
Like Prince
Rick,
Valiant or
yeah, or
some
like
shit.
Archer.
Okay, Archer is acceptable.
Yeah, okay, cool. It's anime.
What is your life motto?
Making something out of nada.
Twitter or Instagram?
Definitely Instagram.
Coffee or tea?
Definitely coffee.
Last movie you saw in the theater?
Star Trek. Or no, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
My fault. Yes. I was like, are the officials
God,
going to come and get us?
Exactly. Is that a lynch mob I see? Put the torches
immediately,
down. Put the
I
torches
immediately
down.
ducked. We both kind of
Right.
ducked a little, didn't
It's
we?
like, what just happened?
Oh,
Do you
shit.
feel that?
The force was strong enough. I am so sorry. Star Wars.
Oh,
For the
man.
record, Star Wars.
Star Wars. Favorite season?
Summer. I'm a summer baby.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
Oh my God. Why
Hard-
would
I'm
you
the
ever
hard-hitting-
do this?
The hard-hitting journalism.
Why would you ever ask someone these? Oh my gosh. It's like,
like a
saying
Sophie's
water or
choice of-
food.
right.
I need both. I
Sophie's
can't.
choice up in here.
Night or day. I need both. They make up a day. They're one thing.
Both is an acceptable answer.
Michael or Prince. I wouldn't be who I was today without both of those guys. I couldn't. I mean, I think Michael probably. I think Michael might have a larger influence, but they're just so, just. Oh man, why would you make anyone choose between this?
Why would I do?
Forgive me, Michael. Forgive me, Prince. For the sake of this hard-hitting journalist, I'm gonna say
Just on this day, on
this minute.
Yes, on January 29th, 2016 at 9:19 p.m.
For
Mave
the second,
chooses.
I will say MJ.
Okay. You never get tired of blank.
I just had to edit that. I never get tired of making people laugh.
Okay. If I gave you a plane ticket to anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I would go to South Africa, Johannesburg.
Okay. And describe yourself in one word.
A comforter.
And that is our time.
Yes.
You did it.
I survived the hard-hitting
Yes, you
questions.
did.
Thank you. I didn't.
I was like Michael
I
Jackson or
my
Prince. I thought that
brow.
was gonna crumble. That
Listen,
was gonna break you.
I thought I'd made it out of the woods with the
TV?
boy band,
Oh.
and then yeah.
I think in the end, shit just got real.
Yeah,
Should
that
get
was
real with
really
it.
MJ and Prince. Come on, Camille. That's just a low blow.
It's just rude.
That's
That's
just
what-
wrong, son. Don't throw me under the bus. Come on.
It's fine. It's totally fine. Nobody.
It's just for the moment. I
Yeah,
feel like they're
so-
listening. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Prince, if you're
love you
listening right
guys.
now,
I love you.
this does not mean that we're literally pitting you two against each other. You both
mm-mm.
offer very different things,
Yeah.
and you're both at the pinnacle, the top
Pinnacle.
of your games
Pinnacle.
at all points in time.
Yes. Rest in peace, Bo.
Yes. So where can the people find you online and stuff? Any musics that we can find
People,
online?
yeah,
or-
you can go on SoundCloud, Mave Sami, Mavesami. That's Mave Sami. You can find me on SoundCloud. You can find me on Instagram as Mave Sami or Lula Mae Crenshaw.
Mhm.
What else?
Twitters?
Facebook, Mave Sami. The Twitters are Mave Sami. And that is Mavesami.
Such a pleasant radio voice.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate you joining me this evening.
Thanks for having me.
It was a blast.
I had a great time. And thanks for the bourbon.
You're welcome.
That was the best. That's the best.
You are welcome,
yes,
dear.
Yes.
So, as always, you can find me, Kahmeela, at _Rugged Angel on Twitter and ruggedangel.com to find past episodes and other fun stuff. And thanks to Mavi again, and thank you for listening.
Thanks.